Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm pulling all these faces, waiting for it to go, light up and go live. So I'm glad I timed that right, so I don't look so shocking. Because you're going, it's pretty childish.
That's childish?
No, well, that's what you were doing. I was just trying to cover for you.
Excuse me?
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll wait till some people come on before she kills me. Before we move on with the live, the death. Charlie's here. Hello. Hey, Charlie. Charlie. Hello. Look, you're on camera. Doesn't care. Typical cat. Dogs had a run-in with Charlie earlier. Both dogs, Apollo and Bear, and they lost. I love my cat. My little tiger. So, okay, we've got some people coming on. Jane Lockwood, seriously, you must live by that thing, and you're always there. I love you, Jane. Amazing. Okay, we've got a lot to get through today too, and it's all good news actually. Some really, really good news, and to clear up some things. There are a lot of questions being asked about certain areas of what's going on. And you reckon we got enough people there? That's not mean. Oh, the rest of you can watch the replay. I'll never get to bed otherwise.
13.
13, that sounds lucky.
One more.
We need one more to come on. How many now? Tell me when.
Oh, we've gone back to 12.
Oh, perfect. Okay. No, one more would have been good. Okay, so let's get through things. The questions that have been asked are, I had a certain number, like 4,030, say, and now I'm at 4,130 instead of 4,030 or whatever it was. I don't know the exact number. There was a few people like that. The reason for this was when accounts were taken away in terms of disappearing on the old script. Sorry, I'm Yugoslav, using my hands. I'm a Yugoslav Australian living in the UK. When accounts were taken away, reduced the number, and when people were coming in while we were trying to fix up what the problem was, thank you, Charlie, was a person would come in and upgrade, and they'd get the number, which would be the duplicate of someone who was already there. So there'd be two 4,030s. So obviously the first one, 4,030, is the first one there. So when we fixed it up, everyone got reset to where they should be. So the 4,030 that was originally there stayed there, and the guy that came in at 4,030, he's moved up to 4,130 where he should be. So in essence, you haven't actually lost any ground, because if you come in when it was all normal, that would have been in your number. So you haven't been displaced, you haven't been pushed down the line or anything like that. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay, so sorry for any confusion for people, especially people who were new, what was going on at the time. We were trying to fix certain glitches that were happening. Some were getting no upline. That doesn't work in the Matrix. You need an upline, since we only use one link. And there were a few other issues we were trying to take care of at the time, and people were coming in off forums and other advertising and things like that, and making accounts not knowing, and I couldn't tell everyone. I did the lives and all that, but couldn't tell people I didn't know were there, who weren't there yet. So so that's what happened. So you were just put into the position you would have been put in if it had been working normally. So you haven't lost any ground at all. You're exactly where you should be. Okay, I hope that sound fairly clear to you? Yep. Because I know I can ramble on about it a bit, trying to over-explain it. Oh, well, that's all right, because Terry can usually shorthand everything I say. She's amazing. So if you're good with it, I'm good with it. What was the other thing I was going to talk about? Oh, yes. Because of this hacker that was in, we're calling him Ninja Douche, he replaced a lot of names with some sort of language. I think Ulad or something like that was the language or something, I think someone explained. And it just basically means son of a bitch, right? But in a different language. Yes. Not if we're talking about dogs.
Okay.
There we go. I didn't swear. Loophole. So this is what this pesky little prat has done. That's not swearing, is it? Yeah. Prat? Okay. Has done. So because we're moving over the two-factor authentication, what we need to do when we relaunch, I need you to go into your back office. Okay? I need you just to look at your email. I don't want you to change your profile in any way, shape or form. I need you to check your email. Okay? Make sure it's your email. Check for little full stops where they shouldn't be, things like that. Make sure it's your email. If it is your email, you're all good. If it is not your email, you need to contact support, have us change the email to the proper email, and I'll put this in a post as well. I'll get Elaine to put it in a post as well. And then you'll be able to change your profile after that, because it'll send you a two-factor authentication code to that email. You do not want a two-factor authentication to change your profile going to the hacker's email if he's just played with yours a bit. Okay? So, like mine is theivanmircic@gmail.com. Someone could have put theivan.mircic@gmail.com, and I might not see that, and then they get the two-factor authentication, and you don't, and I don't. So they can go in and change all my stuff, and I wouldn't know it. Okay? If they kept my name the same, username the same, but changed just the Bitcoin address, I'd be in trouble. So there's two-factor authentication will allow you to do that, but you need to check your your email first, and be sure of it. Okay? In Tom's case, because we've got he's got about 600 accounts. Elaine and I will go through those because we can do it through the admin panel. So don't worry, Tom. We'll check all yours for you. We'll ask you what if this one's right and all that sort of thing. Get you to check it if it's a certain one, and make sure it's all right, and we'll check every single one for you. Other people with I think Bruce Walden's got 100 odd accounts, sort of thing. We may do the same for you. So give us time to do that before you change any profile details. Remember, because I'll be doing manual payments to start with, I will not be paying anyone until I've checked with you personally, not by email. I'll be contacting you one way or maybe by email, but I'll want to have your name, all that sort of thing first before I send you any payment, okay, to make sure your Bitcoin address is right. I don't want anyone getting screwed, okay? So I'm going to be very, very careful how I do this. But as I said, once we're up and running, everyone check their emails. Don't do it now. Check your emails when I say check your emails, and make sure it's the correct. If it's not correct, put in a support ticket. Right? Go to the support at bitcoinascension.com and or whatever it is. Support at Bitcoin? Yeah, Ascension.com. Yeah, very good. I think Kristen put it in yesterday. Thank you, Kristen. And say, hey, this was my Gmail, this is my Gmail, and it's wrong, this is what it should be, and then we'll check back with that person. So don't just put your username, try and put your Facebook name in. We'll set up a how we want you to set out that particular support ticket, so we can then check that it's not Mr. Ninja Douche coming in. We've blocked all his back doors, so he can't do anything else anymore, but we've got to fix up any crap he put in there. So if your name reads I don't know, Elabache or whatever the hell the language is, that basically says son of a bitch, a female dog, there we go, in English, just covering my assets. If you've got a name, don't worry about it, we can just change it. It's a name. The Bitcoin address, your email, that's the real important stuff, and the password, obviously. So so that's what we've got to check. Okay, what's the next thing I go? Okay. Now here's the important part that you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Drum roll. What we'll be doing is we moved to a dedicated server, and then we did some testing on it and everything, and we found out that if we do 2 or 3 upgrades at once, like say you had 3 people upgrading at the same time from different parts of the world, they just happened to do it at the same time and all hit upgrade at the same time. Occasionally, we were getting an anomaly where all 3 people were upgraded, but only 2 of those people would get an upline and 1 wouldn't. We found the reason for this happening. This server is too slow. Right now we're paying $20 a month, or Asif actually pays for all the hosting for Bitcoin Ascension, always has. He's never asked me for a cent, which was really good of him, because I thought that was taken care of, and it wasn't. So that's $20 a month was getting us on that server. The server he wants us to go to is a lot faster, and Kristen will probably be able to confirm this. It costs about $125 a month US, so we're converting over to that, so it runs faster. So when 2 or 3 or 5 people upgrade all at once, we don't have any more server issues. We don't have any more lag, so people aren't registering properly or someone's missing an upline, we won't have that problem anymore. Asif is also going to be updating the database every couple of days to make sure the database is totally up to date and things like that. But once we move over to this new dedicated server that's really, really fast, thanks, pardon me, Charlie, we will be, we won't have the issues we've had in the past. Okay, so we're getting that sorted tomorrow because I've got to send him the money to do that because you don't just pay the 125, you've got to pay a bit more. So getting that sorted, and is that Kristen? What did you write there?
Servers are the key, especially of millions of people.
Yeah, exactly. To get as big as we want to get, we have to have the fastest server possible. Otherwise, you will have collapses, and we don't want collapses. People have been worried about collapses. We're making sure this doesn't happen. Okay, I'd rather get it done now than down the track, have it launch and then stop again. You should be able to do it tomorrow in a couple of hours. I think it takes 4 to 6 hours or something to convert something over to a new server. Not really sure. I'll ask him tomorrow. It doesn't take long. So once we get the money to him, he can buy it, move it all over, bang, we're done, and then we launch properly. So sorry for the hiccups and everything like that, but I'd rather we did it all right now than have the same issues we had before and everyone go, oh, here we go again. I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. No, she doesn't want to do. She'll strangle me if we do that again, won't you? You will. And as much as I enjoy being strangled, we don't want that happening again. And I'm sure you all agree. This is a good thing. I'm glad it's all been discovered now, and this ninja douche has been taken care of. And know that we have your backs. We don't want you screwed. This is why we're trying to do it the right way. He's putting in two-factor authentication in. Probably one of the best ways of doing it. I know coin payments use it very effectively. And so I'm really happy. Thank you very much for Asif. I didn't know he was paying the hosting the whole time since we've been open. And he's paid it every month without a problem. So thank you very much for that, Asif. And he's been doing it all for nothing. And so, yeah, okay, it took a while and everything like that. But I can't fault the guy, really. And now we're going to be taking care of all the issues that we had tomorrow, and then work with us at support. We'll set out some templates of how we want you to check your emails and if it's wrong, sort of thing, or looks a bit dodgy, or you're using a different one now. Tell us, and then using what usernames you are and everything like that, and we'll find out proof with you, just to make sure it's you. And then we'll get it all fixed, and everything will be great. So I don't know who this ninja douche is, but he can pee right off. He's the one who's the son of a female dog, and it's just childish crap. But what he's doing is playing around with your lives, and that makes me quite angry. And he's also playing around with lives of children in underprivileged countries, or in any country that aren't eating, veterans who are still homeless. He's slowing all that down. How dare he? That's how affronted I feel about the whole thing. He's slowed us down. He's slowing us down. And he's the one that slowed us down for those months. Now that we know what's gone wrong, we didn't know before. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. But he's the one that slowed everything down. And so we're making sure that doesn't happen again. So moving to a very fast, dedicated server with two-factor authentication, and we're checking each and every account with you guys to make sure you guys are totally happy, and we're going to be working our backsides off to make sure it's all well and good. I hope every single one of you are really happy with this news, and we're going to make sure that it's going to be amazing. And I'm really, really happy that we found all these problems and we're able to fix them. Thank you very much again, Asif and Elaine, especially in terms of what she's been working. She's been working with Asif day and night, and I think she scared him a bit when she said she was going to give him big huggies and one big kiss. And I had to make sure Asif realised it was her that was doing that. I'm not kissing him. You got to watch that, Haggis. That's probably what he's writing. Kristen's writing. But Elaine has been amazing with that. The other admin have been amazing doing the things they're doing, answering a lot of questions, doing the advertising, the juicing, putting the videos up, and things like that. Believe me, Bitcoin Ascension wouldn't run without the admin. Once I know we're all up and running and everything's running, we've been running well for like a week straight without a hiccup, we'll start organising the updates to come out every couple of weeks. So I'll need Barbara Stuhl help with that, and obviously Juliet and her crew, Georgina and all that. set it all out so we can start sending out updates. We'll try and bump up that subscription. You can subscribe to that to do that update as well. And we've got quite a few already, so we want to get as many people as we can. And that way you'll just get it in an email and just use an email of your choice. That way, if we try to do it through the back office, some of you will be receiving 100 updates every 2 weeks, and that's just garbage. We don't want that. And Tom would receive 600, which would be pretty funny to me. So, yeah, I'm nasty. Okay, I think that was about it, really, wasn't it? I think we covered everything. The duplicate numbers. Well, the numbers where your numbers changed from, say, 4030 to 4130. Told you why, because they were duplicate to ones previous, because accounts had been taken out due to the virus, we found out in the end. So you haven't lost out on anything, you've just been given your correct number. So it would have been the number you were given in the first place. What else are we talking about? We're talking about the dedicated server, the faster one, the really super fast one. And if Kristen, I asked if Kristen could confirm that, him being a techie and anyone else who's techie and server like.
Alright guys,
and
child.
Kids are crying. Oh, it's mayhem here. So bye Terry. She loves you all. And what we're going to be doing, checking people's accounts and things like that, and that's why I'm doing manual payments. Otherwise, this ninja douche would have may have taken off with some of your money. And I can't keep paying, obviously, you know, because I can only pay with what's there, and I can't pay you over and over again, sort of thing, because we didn't do things right the first time, and I don't want you guys missing out, because I'm tired of that happening to all of us in everything we try. My cat digging his nails into me. I don't know. Terry probably won't be back before I say goodbye, but Terry loves you. I know she does. She said it, and we're doing well. So tomorrow, as soon as we got the we're changing the money over to Bitcoin and then sending it to a SEEP, because it's faster than trying to do a bank transfer, because that could take days from country to country. He'll go over to the very, very fast server, which means we'll never have to change servers again, because it's the best you can get, as far as I know. And we'll go from there, basically, and launch. And support's going to be very, very busy, so be very, very patient, please. We will get to use all, and we will get all things sorted before you're paid. I will, even if your stuff's all, even if your back office still isn't, like your profile's still not reading right because your email's wrong, and you're on here on Facebook, I will be contacting you, and I will not be paying anyone until I've had confirmation I've spoken to you, and then I will send the payment, so no one is going to lose out on money. Okay? Okay? That's my promise to you. I will not just send money to, because I think it's your Bitcoin address. I won't do that. It's the only time I can be really adult and serious and stuff like that. Most of the time I'm the kid, but and the last person in the world who's going to stuff you around. I just want you guys earning. I want the word of Bitcoin Ascension spread around the world and grown as fast as possible. So spend the time you've got now to get people into this Facebook group. Show them what we're all about. Show them this live, whatever. Show them who I am. Show them what you guys are as a group, and get them involved. So when we do launch, they can get involved. This is what it's all about. If you want to earn, we need people to come in. We need to spread the name of Bitcoin Ascension, so it's a household word. And so we can help the charities around the world with their projects and do our own projects as well. We won't just be giving money to charities. Bitcoin Ascension will be doing its own projects as well, with things that will be happening, and so much to get into, and I just can't wait. And I want this up and running and launched and accelerated as fast as we can, so I can bring in more and more stuff all the time. And you guys are going to feel a part. And you were here at the beginning. You're the pioneers. You were here right at the beginning, and no one else is doing what we're doing. We're the first, as far as I know. We are the first organisation to be doing the things the way we are doing them. And we're, unlike others that may have tried, we're going to succeed, because as you can tell, we don't give up, do we? No, we don't. So, love you all very, very much. And we'll see you again tomorrow. I'll put up a post if when Asif gives me the message saying, hey, we're all right to go, and it's way before my live or something, I'll put up a post, go, we are all ready to go, bang. We'll work on the templates and stuff like that as well, and get that all organised so you guys know what to send in as a support ticket, and yeah, and we'll go from there. Okay, awesome stuff. Got any other questions? I can't log into my account. Not right now. We'll wait till we've relaunched, and then we can cover all that. As I said, you're not going to miss out on anything, so it's all good. And I will be on, well, Terry and I will be on again tomorrow, and you'll hear it, see posts from us during the day of different things that we want you to do. But getting this up and running sort of thing is the most important thing right now, and then we can work on your back office and your profiles and things like that, make sure everything works just fine. I'm going to have to check all mine as well. So at least I know my own Bitcoin address, so that's a good thing. Always record your Bitcoin address. Whatever you're using, record it somewhere in messages or whatever. Send yourself an email with that Bitcoin address. Save it somewhere. Always know what your Bitcoin address is, because it's a tricky thing to remember. Alright guys, catch us all later. Bye bye.